Let's talk to Eddie Tofpik. He's the Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Market Analyst at ADM Investor Services International Limited. Morning to you, Eddie.
Good morning.
Right, let's talk commodities. Let's kick off with gold. Is this as clear as the midday sun?
A possible double top. We've moved up the market. It tried once up at the beginning of the year, up to that 1365 area. Came back down, risen again. The reason it held was around 1301. You've got the 50% fib of this move, and it sort of got towards it and then just turned around and went back up again. But it didn't like it up there, and we're now heading a little bit back down. It's whether we actually go through that 1305 area, test that 1301, then you're going to see a movement down through the long moving average, through the medium moving average, both of which are a support. That's 1298 and 1285, and the target would be, if it was a double top, you're talking about 1262, 63 area, something along those lines. What can negate that? Well, if this whole action goes sideways, it doesn't need to go much higher, but it needs to go sideways and not make too, not as heavily reduced highs as it's done in the recent times. So you maybe make a triple top or something like that, or even then form a halfway hesitation. But this particular point in time, it looks like it could be testing down to the 1300 area at some point, and then through those 1298, 1285, possibly 1263 area. But you need to see a decent move up if it's going to change that.
Quite a messy chart for me.
It is a messy chart.
Okay, let's go on to crude. The uptrend's broken. What are your thoughts here?
The uptrend's broken. You've got a small double bottom there, which has pushed the market higher, and then it's failed. It had a thing called a shooting star formation on a Monday, which is a high, and then closed back where it started, around about the lows. We're below the 6138, which is the 50% fib. That's key. We're testing that again. We're not quite sure we want to go down yet, but we're testing that again. Because the reason why the pressure is on the upside is because this horn bottom, or double bottom, some people, but it's actually called a horn bottom type. Has it failed? If it hasn't, then you're talking about just under 64 bucks. If it has, then we're going all the way down, possibly down to 56 again. But at the moment, obviously we need to hold around about 58, which is the previous high, but 56. At this particular point in time, it hasn't quite made its mind. Monday, it looked like it did. Tuesday, it wasn't sure because we had a doji. Today, again, we're testing up again. So look out. 60, just under 64 on the upside is what it could be. Now, some have said there's a head and shoulders in there, but I can't actually see it, to be honest. But I could be blind, and I'm not very good with what I see there. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I'm not convinced of it.
Okay. So let's wrap up with copper. Obviously,
what a mess. This is why we get a bad name, is because of stuff like this.
If in doubt, stay out, right?
With me, one has to have a look and see and draw every possible opportunity. There is enough pointing up that there's enough pointing down. And to be honest, I'd like to move away from that and say to you this. This is what's been really happening. The market has been traveling around about the 70-50 area as an attractor. It's gone away from it, come back to it, away from it, back to it. But it's doing like an arc type formation. It's doing that. At this particular point in time, we've gone back up and come back away from the arc. And each time, each channel I've drawn is a shallow angle. And I've yet to draw one which is bearish, but it could be on the cards. It seems to be doing that. And we're just about there at the moment. But there's quite rapid movements in it. It looked many times as if it should be going down, but it didn't want to do that.
Right.
And it looked like it was going to go up as well. It didn't want to do that. So it's a lot of indecision in there. It's a lot of noise. But the actual pattern tends to be arcing over at the moment. But 70-50 is the attractor at the moment.
On that note, Eddie, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you indeed.